There was a moment when I used to blame everything and everyone for all the pain and suffering and vile things that happened to me, that I saw happen to my people. I used to blame everybody, blame white people, blame society, blame God. I didn't get no answers because I was asking the wrong questions. You have to ask the right question.
Like what?
Has anything you've done made your life better?
If you ask a Nazi what are the sources of your problems, they'll most likely blame Jews. They won't look at the fact that they personally don't have a diploma. They won't look at the fact that they're not a likable person in general. Instead, they blame an entire group of people for the problems in their own life. In regular society, the vast majority of people will acknowledge that this type of thinking gets you nowhere. If you spend your life as a victim, not as an individual with talents, but part of this mass collectivist victimhood complex, you will achieve very little with your life. Though society objects to victimhood complex that some whites can have, society, through the political left, wholeheartedly accepts the victimhood complex of black people. There are vast numbers of black people in America who have accepted the notion that they are a victim. I call it the black victimhood complex. And thanks to the left, hardly any of them have the ability to seek looking inward to fix their problems. It's my belief that the majority of problems that are found within the black community, even the social and economic problems, are problems that they have caused on their own. A good example of this can be the violent crime statistics rate. Statistically speaking, in America, blacks commit the most amount of violent crime, more violent crime than any other racial demographic. To give you an idea of how much crime blacks commit in America, blacks commit more violent crime than Asians, Hispanics, and whites put together. The crime rate for blacks is 1,057 per 100,000. Meanwhile, the crime rates for Hispanics is 518 per 100,000, whites 219, and Asians 90. Of course, violent crime is a problem in every single community, no matter how small the rate happens to be. However, the black community, more so than any other community in America, commits the vast majority of crime. Unfortunately, due to the black victimhood complex sponsored by the political left, there are hardly any black leaders in the black community that recognizes this problem of black crime. If you ask Black Lives Matter leaders, they'll give you the same old excuses. They'll blame white people for overrepresented prison population in regards to inmates who have committed violent crime, when the reality is the reason why there are so many black prisoners of violent crime is because blacks commit more violent crime. If you're wondering, why does the police encounter black people more often than other races like Indians or whites? Black Lives Matter would say it's because of racism. Black Lives Matter would argue that they specifically hate blacks, not even Indians, but blacks, despite the fact that studies show police officers are less likely to approach or use force on black suspects. The people who commit crime are the problem. They are the ones who have more police encounters because they are the ones who commit more crime on average. The communities they live within have more police encounters because they deserve to have a strong police presence protecting the innocent people who happen to live there. The more people ignore this, the worse the problem in the black community becomes. That was only one example, but there are many other examples I'll point to in future videos. Regardless, I'll end this video by saying this. If you can't clearly define who's to blame for the problems within your life, there's a good chance you are part of the problem or you are the problem. If you're part of the problem or you are the problem, that means you can fix it. Tell me, as a black person, what have you done to fix it? I'm Jay Feza from the Rebel.media. If you want an honest evaluation of the black community within America, like and subscribe to the Rebel.media.